Good evening, Pahrump. I'm Dr. Creig Christensen with the Independent Wellness Center. My partner, Dr. Michael Reiner, should be here any moment. He got caught up with seeing a few patients that come in a little later than he expected. I'm excited about being here. I'm excited about the questions that you have out there in the community. Today was another hot day. I hope you guys all stayed hydrated out there. Looks like we're in for the heat in this kind of weather for another few weeks before it breaks. And it's important that you drink your water, that you get plenty of your fluids. Along with making sure that you're getting the nutrition and the food that you need to stay healthy and strong. I'm looking forward to those questions regarding your health and regarding what's going on here in the community. So give me a call, 727-8750. We have a caller, Ray, thank you.
Hey, the Flagman here, Doc. So
what's going on, Flagman?
Huh?
What's that?
You say Dr. Reiner's going to be on in a little while, huh?
Well, we're hoping that he makes it over here, Ray. How are you doing tonight?
We can only hope and pray, right, Doc?
Yeah, we always have that.
Well, I have three questions, and you might be able to handle them. First of all, Epsom salts as a laxative.
Yes, it is.
And I was wondering, is it bad for you if you use Epsom salts? You know, instead of paying all this money for the over-the-counter stuff, well, you got Epsom salts. I noticed in my cabinet, I said, I wonder, you know, if this stuff works and if it's detrimental in any way.
I probably would not recommend that you used Epsom salts in that way. You know, it's an astringent. You put it in some warm water when you're trying to get swelling and soreness out of a joint, and it's pretty effective. But I gotta believe that type of a laxative would probably be pretty harsh for the system. Again, that's a question for Dr. Reiner. He would have a better handle on that. I'm just thinking offhand that I would not take it internally. But he'll be here any minute. We'll ask him, okay, Ray?
Sure. Second question. At these pharmacies, does the pharmacist have the right to lessen a prescription if he thinks there's too many pills in it? Somebody called me up and said that went to the pharmacist and the script was for 180, and they said, we're only going to give you 120. Now, I don't know, do they have that right, or is it if they're short, they can just short you on the script and give you the rest later?
I think if they don't have enough of the medication to fill the whole prescription, that they can give you a partial prescription, but they do not have the right, and this is a huge pet peeve for my partner, they do not have the right to alter the dosage. They do not have the right to alter the number of pills that you've been prescribed. When they do that, they cross the line from being a pharmacist to practicing medicine without a license, Ray.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. Now, the third question is going to be an opinion question. I see in court that someone with a medical use card is usually held in jeopardy. Sometimes a judge will give them 25 days contempt of court because they're using marijuana, even though they have a legal card for it, a legal prescription. And I do not believe, just like you said, the pharmacist, I don't believe a judge has the right to deny somebody who has a script for something, say, well, in my courtroom, we do not allow it, and I'll give you 25 days, or I will next time if you come in here. And that's just an opinion question. If you can fill that one in for me, and I'll call back after Dr. Reiner gets on, okay?
Very good, Ray. Thank you for the questions. I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Again, you know, I don't practice law. I don't pretend to know, you know, what these judges know. I know that a lot of times it becomes subjective with the judges. They have an opinion regarding cannabis and marijuana, and they interject their opinions and their feelings into the situation. But just like the pharmacist who changes a prescription or changes the count on the prescription, if a law is a law. Obviously, in our society, there are some laws that apply to some people, and there are other laws that apply to other people. We've seen that firsthand at the highest levels in our country here recently. But I don't think that, I don't think the judge has a right to interpret the law in his favor just because that's how he feels. The law is the law. And our judges are put in place, or voted in, or hired to uphold the law, not to change the law in their court, not to add their opinion to or take from. Again, this is my opinion, but to uphold the law, Ray. Very, very good question. I really appreciate it, Ray. Keep those questions coming, 727-8750. Ray, you always cause us to think and to ponder when you call in, and I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Epsom salts, so I don't know that I would want to stir Epsom salts into some warm water and drink it, Ray. I think really that would be pretty caustic to your system. Again, it's a question for Dr. Reiner. Hopefully he's here in the next few minutes and we can defer some of these technical medical questions to him. Keep those calls coming. I'm excited about being here. I'm excited about answering your questions. Again, going back to the question about the judges and their ability to add their interpretation to the laws. Ray, such an excellent question, and that I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's go back to wellness. Let's talk about wellness and what it takes to be healthy in this environment with the heat that's going on. How many of you guys have seen how much pollution is in the air from the fires over in California? I know in my practice today, I had multiple patients coming in complaining about things that they had never complained about, and I think it's because, Chuck, I think it's because of the air. Hey, Chuck, how are you doing?
Hey, Doc, great. I just want to compliment you on last week's show. It was superb.
Oh, thank you, Chuck.
And you're doing great again. I just want to say I just watched a wonderful documentary. It's called The War on Health, the FDA's Cult of Tyranny. And it's absolutely gorgeous. More and more of these documentaries that I watch are bringing out the truth about this incredible monster that has developed. And I just want to urge anybody, it's on the internet, you can watch it for free. I got a DVD of it. I make copies to Ray and other people, so if you guys ever want a DVD on this stuff, let me know. But I encourage people to watch it, and you'll understand where the FDA and this Codex Alimentarius and all the rest is headed.
Why don't you share a little bit of that with us, Chuck, real quick?
Well, they go into the history of the FDA all the way back to 1930 when it was concocted by the Rockefellers and DuPonts and those that basically wanted to take over health care for their own profit and the control of the people. And it ties in with so many other things. I just did a show on hemp. And in 1937, they basically made the growing of hemp illegal through taxation. And it was the same bunch, DuPont, Rockefellers, et cetera. And they've taken it now globally, of course, with the New World Order and the UN and all their little parts of the tentacles that have spread out. And basically, this Code of Alimentarius is trying to control everything in the way of medicine, in the way of vitamins, in the way of supplements. And it's to the detriment of people's health. And it will include organic food also.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's an excellent movie. There's so many now I've seen that say the same thing, but you know, a lot depends on how they present the information, and This is really a good one.
Well, you know, the FDA serves a purpose in protecting us, but I can see how, you know, whoever controls the FDA, you know, they control what we consume all the way down the line, especially the medications. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that, you know, the pharmaceutical companies, because of the amount of money, if you follow the money, you'll always find out who's in charge. Chuck, hold the line. I'd like to get back to you. We got a minute left here before we go to break. Great topic, Chuck. Let's finish this up in the next segment.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Reiner, your host of the Independent Doctors of Pahrump, a TV show that airs Monday night on Channel 46. I want to remind you that I am a practicing physician in Pahrump, and I'm an independent practitioner, which means I am not bought by any insurance company or corporate medicine. We provide the highest level of care. We have nurse practitioners. We have other physicians, specialists who come to our office. Please come visit me. I'm at 1316 East Calvada here in the heart of Pahrump. Thank you.